This video is sponsored by Squarespace. If I was to ask who was the greatest Star Trek villain of all time, most people would probably default to the iconic Khan Noonien Singh, and for good reason. Ricardo Montalban's performance as the character is incredible, and his genetically engineered might makes right philosophy makes him the ideal nemesis to the egalitarian values of Kirk and the Federation. However, the greatest of all time title belongs to a more obscure villain, Deep Space Nine's Gul Dukat, played to perfection by Mark Alamo.
Good day, Commander.
Khan is a formidable adversary to face in any fistfight or ship battle, but Dukat is all that and more. He surpasses Khan in his Machiavellian brilliance. In Robert Greene's book The 48 Laws of Power, the author outlines several tactics the ambitious have used to secure and hold on to power, and Gul Dukat adopts quite a few of these strategies. We'll explore which ones he uses and why his use of them makes him Star Trek's greatest villain. Also, spoiler warning for all of Deep Space Nine, but then again, if you haven't seen the show, why are you even here? Okay, let's go. At the start of the show, Gul Dukat is a former planetary dictator. As prefect of Bajor, he was responsible for thousands, if not millions, of deaths, and is seen by the Bajoran people as a ruthless authoritarian butcher. Despite this, however, Dukat is endlessly charming, funny, and even likable. He is certainly full of himself, but it's shocking how courteous he is. Not only is he well-mannered, but he's even willing to admit mistakes and apologize to people. The writing and performance are so charming that many audience members still love the character despite all the terrible things he's done. That's an expert use of Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victims. Despite the crimes we know he's guilty of, Gul Dukat's courtliness not only helps us forget his offenses, but opens us up to sympathizing with him. Look to episodes like Indiscretion and Return to Grace, and see how he treats Major Kira.
Major, please forgive me. I do appreciate your suggestion. You do like powerful men, don't you? Let's just say it's further incentive for me to regain my former position.
When the Dominion has control of the station, Dukat's pleasant demeanor and generosity is so disarming that for a moment Kira lets down her guard, realizing just in time how he's manipulating her. Whereas Khan imposed his personality on others and expected them to bow before his innate superiority, Dukat plies people with gifts and hospitality so he can influence them. If Dukat is a monster, how can he be so charming? But Dukat's charm goes even further than that. As personable as he is, Dukat is never a suck-up or a try-hard. Dukat walks and talks at his own pace and expects other people to follow him. You can hear this in Mark Alamo's line delivery. He speaks with a thespian gravitas, not unlike Patrick Stewart's performance as Jean-Luc Picard. As I pointed out in my acting masterclass video on Picard, Mark Alamo, like Patrick Stewart, commands such power on screen because of the way he paces his line delivery. Dukat never rushes his words. He always thinks carefully about his phrasing and says his words at a leisurely pace, which forces others to converse at his rhythm. Just listen to this line delivery.
This is a very entertaining story, but...
How he slows down the first half of the sentence, pauses...
Why am I listening to it?
And then ramps up again for the second half. It holds the listener's attention, making us anticipate the rest of the sentence, inviting us to hang on every word he utters. He's a charmer, yes, but he also demands your admiration and respect. That's because Dukat is using Law 35, act like a king to be treated like one. When Dukat's illegitimate half-Bajoran daughter is exposed, he loses everything, reduced to a lowly freighter captain. Does Dukat let this get him down? No. He still walks around like he owns the place.
This may be a lowly freighter, Major, but it's still a military vessel and will be run in a military manner.
And shrugs off his current post as a temporary setback.
Everything I have lost, I will regain.
This kind of confidence is inspiring. When he tells his freighter crew that he's going to wage a one-man war against the Klingons behind enemy lines, they fall in right behind him. Of course he can win against such odds, he's Gul Dukat after all. While embarking on his crusade, we later find out that he was secretly negotiating with the Dominion to retake Cardassia for himself. That's Law 14. Pose as a friend, work as a spy.
You and I on the same side. It never seemed quite right.
The whole time Kira and Cisco thought they were helping an ally with a noble cause, Dukat was merely biding his time. The moment he could join with a more powerful ally to get what he wants, he switched sides and no one had a chance to stop him. That's Law 3 and 35, concealing your intentions and mastering the art of timing. But if Gul Dukat ever wanted to master the art of web design, then he, like you, should check out today's sponsor, Squarespace, the ultimate tool for creating your own beautiful website. I recently redesigned my website galaxyclasspictures.com using Squarespace's cutting-edge design tools like Blueprint AI, which helped me generate a brand new personalized template, which I then customized using Squarespace's easy-to-use Fluid engine. Squarespace also helps with your site's discoverability with their built-in SEO and domain name features. You can optimize your website so it shows up more often in searches and secure your ideal domain name. No extra fees and no add-ons required. Jump over to Squarespace using the link below to start building your website and use the coupon code Rowan J. Coleman to get 10% off your first purchase. When Dukat attains real power, he's careful not to let his mask slip. In his mind, he can do no wrong. If he commits an ugly act, it's only because he was forced to. That's Law 26, keep your hands clean. Take this meme-worthy example from the episode Civil Defense.
Bajoran workers, your attention please.
Your attempt to seize control of this facility is going to fail.
You are valuable workers and we wish you no harm. However, if you do not return control of this unit to your Cardassian supervisors, we will be forced to take action. You have 8 minutes to make your decision.
Dukat never antagonizes the hypothetical rebels. Instead, he frames the conflict as the Bajorans' own doing. They have the power to end their suffering, and by continuing their revolt, it's the Bajorans who are choosing violence.
Bajoran workers, your time is running out. You can still surrender and save your lives. I was hoping you would be reasonable. If you do not surrender immediately, I will be forced to kill every Bajoran on this station. Your failure to surrender is forcing me to take stronger measures.
Inside these ultimatums, Dukat is also using Law 31. Control the options, get others to play the cards you deal. The Bajorans can either do what he says or face certain death. There are no alternatives. We see him use similar rationalizations in the episode Waltz.
If only they had cooperated with us, we could have turned their world into a paradise.
Let me get this straight. You're not responsible for what happened during the occupation. The Bajorans are.
Only after extreme psychological stress and intense argumentation does Dukat's mask fully slip away, revealing the depths of his hatred and cruelty.
I should have killed every last one of them. I should have killed them all.
Even after admitting his true feelings, Dukat keeps on conniving. He eventually reappears as the head of a new Pa-Wraith cult, packed with Bajoran followers. This is Law 25, recreate yourself. If you're mad at Dukat for his actions during the occupation, for betraying the Alpha Quadrant and joining the Dominion, that's perfectly fine because Dukat is a born-again Pa-Wraith prophet. He rejects any connections to his military career or even to his own people. The more Kira insists on Dukat's past actions, the more it lends credence to his statement that he's changed. This is how Dukat keeps coming back from crushing defeats. Throughout the show, Dukat is constantly reinventing himself. From planetary dictator to military officer, from military officer to freedom fighter, from freedom fighter to galactic dictator, from dictator to cult leader to spy, and finally the devil himself. This is Law 48, assume formlessness. Khan loses because although he is powerful, he is inflexible. He feels entitled to victory and frequently underestimates his enemies. In his mind, he is so innately superior to his foes that he can't possibly be defeated. That's why in Space Seed he doesn't consider that McGivers would still be loyal to Kirk, or in The Wrath of Khan that Starfleet might have a security failsafe on their ships. Gul Dukat, on the other hand, rolls with the punches and constantly reinvents himself and his strategy. This is why Gul Dukat is a better villain than Khan. While Khan expects others to bow to him, Dukat preys on their good natures. In Star Trek's enlightened future, where people are kind and unprejudiced, this makes Dukat's tactics even more effective. The people of Star Trek's future want to forgive, and that's exactly what Dukat exploits. This makes him the perfect villain for Deep Space Nine's deconstructionist take on Roddenberry's vision. Should we treat everyone with kindness if it means helping a monster like Dukat? Dukat is a threat not because he's powerful, but because he's insidious. He makes people doubt themselves and their morals, poisoning all those around him to seize power for himself. He is Star Trek's greatest villain, not because he opposes utopia, but because he thrives in utopia, and can so easily transform the dream of Star Trek's future into a nightmare. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay up to date on future uploads. On my Patreon, you can see videos early and ad-free. The link is in the description. Thank you to all of my patrons and members, with an ultra thanks to LaBelle Games, Tim Spot, Eamon Kelly, Michael Hardy, County Arc, Mike Halsey, Olivia Computer, Bano, Jaron Walker, Tom, Director Kate, Patrick Fleming, Matthew Camille, Lilac Yane, Ed Mark Star, Extreme Streamers, Howard Craig Kervik, and AS Caging 101. Thank you once again for watching, and until next time, have a good one.